Here we are for war number 8. We're starting back on path 7, and my team is Viv, Masacre, and Tigra. And we're starting off with this Mantis here on node 7. And the way this one works is that when I throw a special attack, I have I place a heal block and armor break debuff on her, which obviously can be prevented by the Tranquilize, so that's part of why she's placed here, I think. But this is a really simple fight for Masacre if I just watch my parries. And don't ask what happened there. I got light intercepted, and then apparently I was too slow dexing out of her heavy. Which, yeah, I don't know what happened there. But anyway, we just have to watch our parries, which we did, and then we throw the SP2 to nuke her down. Really easy fight. It's just, I don't know how I took hits there. Whatever. It's not that big a deal. We just heal up a little bit for this Dragon Man here next. This Dragon Man has a node where if you knock him down, you place an armor break debuff on him, and if you armor break Dragon Man, he will degen you, meaning we need to use a champion who does not knock down the defender, or one who just has tactic like Masacre does. So we can knock him down here, but we're not even going to because we don't need to. We're just going to throw our SP2 into this guy's block, and then he is going to take a bunch of damage. And then we have to build up to our next special 2, and that'll do the trick. Our bat is about to run out of ignition, but we're going to get it back pretty fast because we just hit into the incinerates. And yeah, the withers are ticking, so even if he gets that power gain, it's really going to do pretty much nothing. And we just need to slowly get back to that SP2. We have willpower from the Intimidate 2 to help us a little bit. And just like that, this guy's going to die right here. And yeah. Okay, so that's my path 1, or section 1 fights, and now we move into section 2 where we're taking path 1, and we're starting off with Sersi on this Never Back Down node, which is really easy because, you know, Tigra does Tigra things, and this Sersi doesn't have a lot of health, so we just need to counter her SP1s, and then we'll be fine. Even if we trigger Never Back Down, it's not going to heal her that much because her SP2 is going to nuke her pretty much all the same. We're going to throw our SP1 because I had the Power Start 1 boost on and I didn't want that much power. So we just get rid of it like that, and we're going to throw our SP2 with 7 ruptures, and it's going to completely wipe her out. So really easy fight there. And then next up we have Viv versus this Korg on Buffet over time. And we use Viv here because she is Nullify immune when she has an armor, which is pretty much all the time. And because we get really easy openings for light attacks because we have the phase, so we don't have to worry about a parry getting removed. We did use a medium there on accident, but it's a low sig Korg. We only took like 4% of her health. And we got the phase on his SP1, so that's pretty great. So what we're going to do here is build to our SP3 to gain a Fury, which helps for longer fights like this Korg is. Because it is a pretty beefy Korg, so I need as much extra damage as I can get. I messed up a light intercept there, but it's not that big a deal. We're gonna get a good bit back from Adrenaline, and it's my only Viv fight, so I don't need to worry about healing her up. Miss Sexy SP1 there. Again, it's completely fine as long as I don't die, because it's my only Viv fight. Obviously, I don't want to be taking hits like this, but you know, the main goal is just don't die. I don't really care what health I come out with because it's my only Viv fight. So we're going to go for an SP2 here to gain our solar charges really fast, and then we have all 15 of them. We get some extra burst damage, which is really nice, and then we are going to go for the SP1 spam as soon as we get the opportunity. We're going to use our relic to get ourselves an opening, and then we can just do our light attacks, and he's below 1 bar of power, meaning our special 1 is unblockable, and we can spam it, so perfect. We just wipe him out with this last SP1 here, and yeah, did plenty of damage to kill him, so there goes that Korg. Pretty long fight, but she is like the best option that my roster has for it, because I don't have a lot of Korg counters that are good on that node. I know you'd probably send an APOC for it or something, but I don't have an APOC ranked up, so that was my best option, and she worked out fine, so there we go. Next up, we have Bishop on node 39. This node has Power Stings when he gains over a bar of power, and it also has, what else does it have? It also has Power Snack, which when I trigger a buff, then he's going to gain 3/4 of a bar of power. And we're going to use that to our advantage to push him to SP2 instead of SP1 quite a few times this fight. Because when he's at 1 bar of power, obviously you don't want him to throw the SP1, because then he's going to place the incinerates on you, and instead we can just trigger Power Snack to push him to the next power threshold, because that unblockable gets nullified initially but then comes right back. So yeah, we just use Power Snack to completely cheese this bishop and make sure he just never throws an SP1, and we finish with a full yellow bar. That fight I was not initially gonna take, but then I realized, hey, Power Snack in theory actually just helps Tigra take this fight, doesn't it? So then I ended up getting it right before I started doing my war fights, and it was totally worth it because she completely destroyed him. Next up we have this Gorr on node 47, and Tigra versus Gorr is really hard to mess up with as long as you know the spacing on your SP1 counters, which in my case has seemed to be just do 4 dashbacks and then you have enough time. So we are just going to bait his SP1. Actually, we're going to throw our SP1 first just to try to get him aggressive and then bait it out, which he takes a little bit to throw it, but it's okay. I do want to make sure I have that neutralize active because this node, when a buff expires on Gorr, then I have a 4-second window to knock him down, or else I'm going to get faltered. And so we want to obviously prevent as many buffs from triggering on him as possible so that they never expire. But we killed him so fast that he didn't even have a chance to let buffs expire, so yeah, that didn't even matter. But last up, this Mysterio that I've taken quite a few times now, and every single time it feels like I finish at a really low % health, and today was no exception because it's not looking good. I'll show you what's happening. My game plan here is to try to not trigger decks until I can get the bat ignited, because once I get the bat ignited, I can get to my SP1, which will knock them down to place the slow. And yeah, I accidentally parried. I just messed up and accidentally triggered my parry, which made me lose my indestructible boost and a bunch of health, so that was really bad, but luckily my indestructible boost was still active, so it saved me a bit there. Because Masacre is tactic, we do not have to worry about his damage reflection, because we're always going to have a bunch of withers on him or incinerates. So we just want to save the incinerates with our SP1, which also will place a slow, and then once we have the slow active, we can actually dex, because then we don't have to worry about unstoppable triggering. So now that we have that SP1, we have that slow, so we can dex this guy's SP1 now. There's my cat Phil yelling at me. Ignore him. Oh my gosh. Ignore that. But we're going to save those incinerates once again, and we have the slow again. I misdexed the SP1 at the end, and it crits me, and I'm like so close to death, but luckily he was even closer to death, so the incinerates killed him. So that was a very close ending, but we definitely finished the fight, and we definitely won. So we won the war, which is also great, but only by 2 attack bonus. They had 2 deaths that didn't count, so it was our closest war of the season so far, but winning this war gives us a whopping 8-0. We are now Plat 1 rank 10, I believe, as of the time recording this, and it's just a massive accomplishment for all of us, going 8-0. And yeah, I'm so happy to be here, that we've been able to have this much success. It's been pretty great. So anyway, that is my war video for today. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.